anybody that's been watching the channel a while knows that I love me some retro games. And I've been going to several different retro video game shops trying to find more games for various consoles that I have. I don't know a lot of games for a lot of these consoles because some of these I haven't had up until now. I've had a lot of fun doing this, and I found a lot of games that I really enjoy, and some that I still haven't even quite got around to playing yet. But I'm loving collecting these older games. I love collecting physical games. And I want to be able to continue to keep doing that, but that's not the only way that you can add retro video games to your collection. How you doing, guys? This is D, the Grim Gamer, and welcome back for another video here on the channel. Over the past several months, as I said, I've been going to several of these different retro video game shops, looking for various games for my collection for all the different consoles that I have. But I've also seen various videos on these game services, these mail retro game subscription services, and I started looking into them a little bit. And I came across one that, well, it was in my price range, so I thought, what the hell, I'll go in there and I'll give it a shot. And I just received the box in the mail yesterday. This is a box from Retro Game Treasures, and again, it was right in my price range, so I decided to give it a shot. Now, you can go on there, on their website, there'll be a link in the description, and you can put in your preferences of what kind of games that you want and what consoles you want games for. So, I've never done this before, so I have no idea what to expect, but we're going to crack this thing open and we're going to see what we got. Now, I'm going to do this in a style that another YouTuber does unboxings just like this, and this is actually where I got the inspiration for doing this. The gentleman's name is Jay. His channel is Square Pegs, and I love the way that he does his unboxings for a different service, and so I'm going to do mine here in a very similar way. I'm going to crack this open. I'm going to have it facing away from me, so I cannot see what is inside. I will kind of rummage around, feel what we got going on inside this box. I will show it to you. I will show you a little bit of gameplay from each game that I pull out, give you my thoughts and opinions on said games. I will go over how much they're going for on price charting these days, and just my overall thoughts and opinions on, well, this entire box and this entire experience. So, Jay, if you ever come across this, thank you for what you do and inspiring me to do something very similar, and I'm looking forward to doing this. So let's crack this thing open. Now, the box is still sealed. I haven't even cracked the seal yet, but as I do, I want to preference that you have to put in that, and there we go, the seal is broken, that you want games for, I think it's at least 2 consoles. Now, I put in for the GameCube and the Sega Genesis. However, I got told when I went to submit my preferences for those 2 consoles that those are like 2 of the rarest consoles that they ever get games for. So I had to pick a third. They made me pick a third one, so I picked the PlayStation 1. So there should be 3 to 5 games in here. I don't know how many. And so the consoles that I did select are, again, the PlayStation 1, the Sega Genesis, and the Nintendo GameCube. So here we go. Box is now open. I will actually look more into this box later, but let me feel around in here. We got some bubble mailers. We've got, well, that's a Genesis cartridge. There is, should be PlayStation 1 game from best I can tell. And this looks like, I feel like there should be one more in here. And that should be, that is a GameCube game. So it feels like there are 3 games in this box. So they sent me one for each console then. So GameCube is what I'm going to be the most excited about. I don't have a lot of GameCube games. And so this I thought was a good way to try to possibly get some more GameCube games for my collection. because they are getting a little more expensive, a little bit harder to find these days. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go right down the list of how they're stacked in this box. So we're going to start out with the Sega Genesis first. So here we go. That is Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. So, well, that is neat. I love the original Jurassic Park movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever, actually. I have no idea what kind of game this is or what to expect. I know that Jurassic Park has been, well, they've had many games over the years. There's actually a newer one that was announced some time ago that I'm very excited about. So let's check out Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. So, Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis. I like how the game opens. The 16-bit cinematics don't look bad here. But other than that, it's a platformer. Platformers are hard for me to get excited about because, to me, they all feel the same. Jump from one ledge to another to try to get where you're trying to go. And in this one, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going. I fell in a pit a couple of different times trying to get somewhere, and all it did was just start me over from the beginning. So I was getting a little frustrated already with this to begin with. But visually, it looks good. Grant seems to control okay, and you have different weapons to help you out along the way. The music wasn't bad. So all in all, it doesn't seem like a bad game, but it's just, I don't think it's for me. I mean, again, I love the Jurassic Park movie, and I feel like there's a chance that there's a good game here. I don't know. I might have to play this one a bit more to try to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be going. One more plus for me, though. I like the fact that you can change it up and you can play as the raptor instead. It was a nice touch, and I think it adds a little bit of replay value to this. But, yeah, I'm going to have to play this one a bit more to really see if this is going to be something for me. But right from the beginning, I mean, it's Jurassic Park on the Genesis, and it's a platformer. It's okay. So that was Jurassic Park, and next we have, it feels like it's in a regular, like, original case, PlayStation 1 case. I don't know if this is going to be complete in box. Let's hope so. So, get this right so we can get the front of it. So here we go, PlayStation 1. This is NASCAR 99, and you know what? I'm not upset about that. This is complete in box. It's actually nice and tight in here. I like that. Disc looks perfect. I like that. I'm not upset with this at all. So, growing up, my dad bought every single NASCAR that you can possibly get because he's a huge NASCAR fan. And, this particular one, NASCAR 99, this is neat because it's got my dad's favorite driver, Dale Earnhardt, on the cover, and right behind him was one of my favorite drivers growing up, which is Mark Martin in that 6 Valvoline car. I've played this game quite a bit when I was a kid. Actually played, I think, 98 the most, potentially. But 99, I'm not upset with this at all. I've nearly picked this up several different times, but it just seems so common. I never thought about picking it up. So that's exciting. So let's pop this into the PlayStation and check out some NASCAR 99. NASCAR 99 on the PlayStation 1 is a throwback for me. Playing this as a kid was a blast, and playing it now takes me back to those days. Now, NASCAR 98 is the one that I remember playing the most, but I don't mind having this one either. The graphics are a little rough nowadays. I mean, it's an old PS1 game. I mean, compared to NASCAR 98, I mean, there's some lighting effects and there's some improvements to the draw distance compared to 98 from what I remember, but it's still pretty rough. The handling of the cars is okay, but not perfect. I mean, again, what else is there really to say? In the end, it's an older NASCAR game. It's not worth hardly anything, but it's got that nostalgia for me, and just for that alone, I don't mind having this one, especially in the condition that it's in, and complete in box with not a scratch on it, not a scratch in the case, not on the disc, nothing. That's okay with me, and I know I'll pop it in and fire up the engines to play this one from time to time. That's very neat. I'm very happy about that. Again, played that and several other NASCARs like that when we were kids, so that's very cool. All right, last game in the box here. This, again, it does feel like it's a original GameCube case, so I don't think there's nothing else in this box. Okay. So, got several different things written on the inside and everything. And it's a neat little box just by itself. The little treasure box. So, that's neat. So, here we go. Last game for the Nintendo GameCube. We've got, that's, Call of Duty Finest Hour. Okay. I'll be the first to admit right here, right now, that, the Call of Duties, I am not a huge fan of, especially nowadays. Now, I'm not into the massive online games. I gave up on them around the original Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 3. But this is a little bit older one. This is, got a copyright on the back of 2004. So, looks like we might have, just a regular campaign mode that I might actually be able to get into. So we'll look in here, and yes, this is complete in box, so I like that. That's really nice. So okay. Well, let's break out the GameCube and let's check out Call of Duty Finest Hour. As I mentioned before, and if I didn't, I'll mention it here, I gave up on the Call of Duty games a long time ago. As soon as they became more about the massive online shtick, I was done. I think the last one I ever played was the original Black Ops on the PS3. But firing this one up reminds me of some of the older war games that I had when I was younger, specifically some of the older Medal of Honor games. This one in particular reminds me a lot of Medal of Honor Frontline that I used to play on the PS2 back in the day. Now, a Call of Duty like this, I at least need to play a bit more and give it a proper chance. It seems to be pretty action-packed, at least judging by the first few minutes of this opening level, and the graphics look like they were pretty par for the course for the time. My only real complaint is the fact that I've never played anything quite like this on the GameCube before, so the controls feel awkward to me. I typically would have played something like this on the PlayStation 2. So the controls would take a bit to get used to. Again, they feel a little awkward, but at the end of the day, Call of Duty or not, it's an action-packed first-person shooter that I now have complete in box on the GameCube. So that's a win-win either way. Alright, so that's the 3 games that I got in my Retro Game Treasures box. So I've already gone over to price charting, which is what everybody seems to use these days for determining, prices of their games. I've started using it myself quite a while back, but so I want to start by saying that I'm not really upset about what I got in this box. The 3 games that, one is very nostalgic for me, and the other 2, they seem like they're decent games. They might not necessarily be for me, but doesn't mean that they're bad games. The quality of what I got here, is I like quite a bit. Even the loose cartridge, there's a little bubble here on the top of the Jurassic Park, but not terrible. I mean, for how old these games are, I'm not upset. The other two, the disc-based games, are both complete in box. There's some scuffing on the GameCube box and things like that. But again, that's a 20-year-old game too at this point. So I'm not upset about all of that. But by the time I go to price charting and I add up the value of what I got in this box, that's what's got me pretty irritated right now. So the box itself is $39.99. You add shipping onto that, which you do you, and you may agree with me with this or not, but when it comes to the shipping cost, yes, I also factor that in because, well, it's still money that's coming out of my pocket. So yes, I factor that in. So all things considered, I paid $49.48 for this box. And by the time I add up what these games are going for currently on price charting, and I add up that, all those prices, the total comes out to $23.14. Now we do that math. That's a difference of $26.34. That isn't just irritating. That's, almost infuriating. To pay that kind of money, to get not even half of that value in this box. Even if I went with just the $39.99, if we just round that up and I just say it's just the $40, and not count the shipping, still $23.14 is just a little bit over half. To me, that's not acceptable. I mean, this box was supposed to have had 3 to 5 games. I got 3 games, all in great condition from what I can tell. But if that didn't even get me, I mean, if that got me slightly over half of just the price of the box, as far as I'm concerned, there should have been at least one more game in there. So with that being said, again, I'm not upset with what I got and the condition of what I got it in, but, and I understand that a business or a company has to make money, right? I understand that. And I understand that there's got to be a profit margin in there for them, or this doesn't make sense for them to do it. However, to be that big of a difference, I could see being $5, maybe even $10 short, even. And I still wouldn't necessarily have been happy about that, but I could feel like that's acceptable. With shipping and all, and there'd be a difference of $26 and some change, that doesn't sit well with me, and I don't think I'll be doing this again. Not through them anyway. One last time, I appreciate what I got in the condition that I got it, but that big of a difference, I can't. That's not a good look, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not overly happy about that. Anyways, that was my experience with, Retro Game Treasures, and this, one box will probably be my only box. I don't want to give up on subscription services like this, however. And again, there's a couple that I was looking into. So, going forward, maybe I'll look into one of the other ones and we'll give another one a shot. I'm not really sure yet. With this kind of value, I feel like I'd be better off just taking my money and going to one of these game shops that I've been going to over the past several months and just hand picking some stuff off the shelf. At least that way I know what I'm getting. I did like, that feeling of, anticipation of what am I going to get. I really like that. And this was fun, but in the end just wasn't quite worth it. So let me know in the comments below, if you're familiar with either of these 3 games that I got, and if you are, what your favorite game out of the 3, might be. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other unboxings or any other gameplay or just any other videos that I do at all here on the channel. And if you're interested and you're so inclined to do so, there is a link to my Twitch channel. You can check that out. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday night, 11:30 p.m. start time. I'm streaming all types of different games over there. So head over there, give me a follow. Chat with me and play some games. We'll have a good time. And there is also a link to the Grim Beardson Discord. That is a joint Discord server between myself and my brother, Suave Beardson, who also does streams every Wednesday and Sunday. So if you need more gaming content in your life, check out the Grim Beardson Discord and the various links to other things that we do. So that's going to be it for this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to all these games. A couple of them may get traded. I don't really know yet, and I don't know what I'm going to do as far as maybe another subscription-based thing in the future. You'll just have to stay tuned for that as well. So with that, that's it for this one. I'm D. I'm the Grim Gamer, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.